Jose and Sana and Helena for putting this together. It's a wonderful event, and I keep following it. So we are honored to be a part of it and to present. So you may know about Morphotonics from your past interactions and from any of the, I have met some of you as recent as Photonics West in February in San Francisco. I see Henrik and a few other faces over there. So regarding Morphotonics, we are founded in 2014. We are a fairly young company. We have about 25 employees and growing. Essentially, at the end of the day, we are an OEM supplier of manufacturing equipment for and consumables for especially large area nanoreplication and nanoimprinting. Our primary focus is displays, but we have also done a lot of work around lighting and solar and other applications. The companies, the founders of the company most of them are originally from Philips, and they were the ones who actually did a lot of work on Blu-ray disc work back at Philips when they did it with Sony. We have over 10 years of experience in mastering and nanoreplication, and for the last about 5+ years, we've been doing equipment related to large area nanoimprinting, and we have currently a 24/7 operational fully integrated line in Asia with one of our display customers. And, some of it is public. As you may have seen, we sold a couple of units to Chemicon and one to CSEM. I see Rolando there. But we have also a few other orders that are in the pipeline. So what do we sell? At the end of the day, like I said, we are an equipment company, and we try to be as agnostic as possible in terms of the applications that we go after. But obviously, we're keeping our eyes open on what the potential applications are. But along with that equipment, we have to sell some consumables. And those consumables, in our case, are consisting of flexible stamps. Essentially, these are submasters. Just to put it out there, we don't do any mastering. We actually depend on our customers to bring their own masters to us. But we also have partners that we work with. If a customer has any requirements, we can definitely help. And also we help with resins and UE materials, and we have a very, very competence center. We can help actually turn things around pretty quickly. So what you're looking at is essentially the principle of operation, the basic principle of operation, as you see, what we call as the roll to plate, versus on the one end of the spectrum, you got UV nil, wafer to wafer, step and repeat type of process. On the other end of the spectrum, you got roll to roll, which is continuous, low cost, process, which is well established. So we are sort of in between, and we think that we are complementary to both segments. We focus especially on very large area imprinting. We're talking about Gen 5 size currently is possible with our products, and we can either do very large areas, monolithic production of large area displays, for example, or we can have multiple smaller products that are piled on one flexible stamp. And we have these flexible stamps that are reusable. We can get up to 1,000 times of reuse out of them. And the types of structures specific, obviously, to micro-optics that can be anywhere from 500 micron down to 50 nanometers. We are as good as our masters are. And we have fairly fast tech times. We can, depending on the structure, etc., we can be 90 seconds, 60 seconds, a minute to a minute and a half. And, we have a variety of applications that we are targeting. So this is what I was talking about, referring to, as far as the, value chain, if you will. We are in the middle, as you can see here, and we think that we can, help address the needs of many different types of customers by combining some of the benefits that come with wafer-based UV-nil and volt-roll. And again, this is highly customer and application specific. So specific to micro-optics, the types of applications we are looking at, and this is probably the most important slide, after my background on the company, for this audience at least. There are lots of obviously emerging applications that are out there, but the ones that we see, our main focus, again, is displays. And the reason for that being is as the resolution especially gets higher and higher, more sophisticated light management structures are becoming more and more important. A perfect example is 3D or light field displays. Essentially, the world is going into the D-dimension in order to capture and in order to display and pack more information. Your eye is only limited to, there's a limit to what your eye can see, right, in 2D. But if you go to 3D, you open up a whole new opportunity. So that's why, sophisticated light management through the means of microlens arrays and DOEs are key to enabling displays such as, the one that Jose mentions, that one that we have worked on, and there are others that we are working on. That's one of them. Wider polarizers, backlight units for thinner and more efficient, higher brightness, higher contrast LCDs are also an area that's a focus for us. Anti-reflection layers for outdoor digital signage is definitely an area that we are also looking at. Privacy filters for displays. These are all possible things to micro-optics. And some of the emerging areas are waveguides for augmented reality. I mean, the jury's still out in terms of the opportunity with augmented reality, but over the next 3 to 5 years or more in that horizon, we think that there's definitely an opportunity there. Micro-LED displays, again, needs very sophisticated light guide management in the automotive world. Displays, LiDAR diffusers, I see limo there. These are definitely areas that light guide management is going to be key. So this is pretty much it. I'm looking at my watch, and that's about right 6 minutes or so.
Thank you very much, Erhan, for a great presentation. Thank you for bringing starting the show with the role to play activities. This is I think your first ever Epic event, so you know how it works. I think I already told you offline. What can you do for the others? What can you do for them? And what can they do for you? Can they do for Morphotonics?
Great. So what we can bring to the table is obviously our equipment and our competence center, which means, if you have an application where you think that non-replication nil can be applicable, we're happy to take a look at the structure and at least give you feedback on whether that's replicatable. And if so, then we can definitely help you move to the next stage of doing samples. And first sample is always free, so we can definitely help you with that. So that's what we could do for others. As far as what others can do for us is, if you see any applications where you think that, especially a larger area, nano-replication might be of use, we're happy to have a conversation, and we're happy to try to help.
Excellent. Let's see who can help you. First, I have a question in the YouTube universe, and this is Malcolm Roundtree from AutoCAD. Hey, Malcolm, how are you doing? He's actually wondering, any cross-contamination defect transfer you use a stamp multiple times, I guess?
Short answer is no, because as I had shown in one of the slides, our voltoplate principle of operation actually has a start and a stop. And when it stops, essentially it acts as a cleaning process. So every time you're actually doing the roll to plate, as the substrate comes out of the imprint, it's actually also a cleaning process. So the answer is no.
Any questions for Morphotonics?
Just maybe a remark for Morphotonics. You are active with the Fabulous project, right?
Yes, we are. We recently started, correct.
And maybe you can describe the input from Morphotonics.
Sure. I am not the most qualified to talk about it, as my colleagues that are based in Belthoven in Netherlands are the ones that are actively working with Rolando and company about it. But we are certainly, looking forward to figuring out ways how we can help. Freeform optics is definitely one of the potential silver bullets, if you will, to solve the problem, especially related to augmented reality, for example. And that's an area where we think that by nano-replicating in larger areas, we can actually make it manufacturable and cost-effective. So within the Fabulous program, the idea to validate the feasibility of such a product is key, and that's why we're here to help.
Excellent. And people want to help you, but they also want to help some people. So basically, I love when I connect the supply chain, and I want Erhan to meet my friend from Barcelona, Roger Artigas from Sensofar. Actually, I had a really nice talk with Sensofar with Roger 2 days ago, and he walked me through all the different application fields in which Sensofar is making a difference. Roger, as you have seen, Erhan is actually working on larger but micro-optics-based displays. How do you think Sensofar could help Morphotonics in the inspection metrology world?
It's a good question. In fact, we provide a Sensofar metrology solutions that can be implemented online or even in situ. So you can do three-dimensional metrology inspection of your imprint process. So what Sensofar can help basically is in helping you on installing metrology equipment directly onto your process. We can measure roughness, and also we can measure shape and form of the micro optics. So we can set up all the metrology chain in a way that can give a pass or fail for every part. The most challenging thing will be on the roll-to-roll application, because speed is really a challenge for metrology equipment, especially in micro-optics, where the highest lobes and the picture value of the parts require some seconds to do the measurement. So the parts needs to be stopped while they are being measured.
I honestly believe that.
I would like to make a comment just to make Sensofar aware that through Fabulous, we are screening them as potential provider of optical characterization and quality control for the entire domain of freeform micro-optics. So this is already ongoing.
Yeah. Well, what a way to start in the afternoon. That's what the whole meeting is about. Thank you, Rolando. Urhan, we have another question. Erhan, we have another question from YouTube. This time is from the company in augmented reality. We have the company Clarity. And Clarity, actually, Yuval Ophir, which is the R&D manager, is wondering about the high durability of the multi-anti-reflective surfaces. Erhan.
If I understand the question, they're asking whether the durability of multi-structures would be over time. Yeah, so, this is really a function of, obviously, the operation. In the case of, for example, augmented reality, the drive electronics behind the system does not really run too hot. It can't, because you're putting it on your eyes, on your face. So that's why we don't anticipate any problems related to overdriving or operation of multis. But again, we are not the system architects of augmented reality. We are the equipment suppliers, and we work with all kinds of different materials, whether that's plastics or glass substrates wise. So that's definitely a subject we can discuss.
Definitely something that can be discussed later, and I think we have enough actually providers. But I would like to talk to Kensiya from Fuji. Kensiya, you have been developing different polymer coatings and different manufacture solutions for different markets, including AR/VR. Do you have any idea on the high duration of AR coatings? Actually, I have to say that this is a need from many different EPIC members these days. AR coatings at wafer level, on a plate level for high durability, with different regulations.
No, at the moment not, but I would like to connect via email and then maybe check with our experts in the company if they have maybe some suitable solution or ideas.
Fantastic. And now we continue with the program. Thank you very much, Erhan, for a great presentation, for the initial discussion.